In this video, you will learn how to solve different problems on pre-calculus. Some of the problems that I'm going to solve here are on investment, simple interest, and solving for the speed using the speed formula, solving for the distance and time. Okay, let's solve this problem here. A total of $32,000 is invested in two municipal bonds that pay 5.75% and 6.25% simple interest. The investor wants an annual interest income of $1,900 from the investments. What amount should be invested in the 5.75% bond? Here we don't know the amount invested at both interest 5.75% and 6.25%, so we can let x be the amount invested at 5.75% and then y be the amount invested at 6.25%. So we have two unknowns here, so that means we need two equations for this. And then we can solve system of equations. So it says here a total of $32,000 is invested into municipal bonds, so we can have an equation, write an equation for that. That would be x plus y equals $32,000. So that would be our first equation. And then the next one, the investor wants an annual interest income of $1,900 from the investments. So we can set up another equation that would be 5.75% interest times x, the amount invested at 5.75%, plus 6.25% y equals 1,900. Or we can just simply write this as in decimal 0.0575x plus 0.0625 y equals 1,900. And now we've already set up two equations, so we can now solve for the values of x and y. So we can use substitution here. Okay. We can write this equation, the first equation, as x equals 32,000 minus y, and then substitute this one to our second equation. Okay, so let's do that. Just delete this. So that would be our second equation is 0.575 x plus 0.0625 y equals 1,900. And then we substitute the other equation that we've rewritten to x equals 32,000 minus y. So we substitute the value of x here. So this is 0.575 times 32,000 minus y plus 0.0625 y equals 1,900. So this is just 1,840.0575 times 32,000, then minus 0.0575 y plus 0.0625 y equals 1,900. And then we just group like terms. Okay, we add this up first. This is 0.0625 minus 0.0575. This is 1,840 minus 0.005, or 5 times 10 to the negative 3. Y equals 1,900. And then we subtract 1,840 from both sides. We have okay, this should be positive, plus 0.05 y. Then we have 0.005 y equals 1,900 minus 1,840. That is just equal to 60. And then we divide both sides by 0.005. Okay, so our y is just equal to $12,000. So that would be the amount. Y is the amount invested at 6.25%. But we are asked to solve for the amount, or get the amount invested at 5.25% bond. So we can just use this one. X equals 32,000 minus 12,000. So our X would be equal to $20,000. So this is the amount invested at 5.75% bond. So that's how to solve this problem. Now let's solve problems on speed. So in this case, airplane speed. An airplane flying into a headwind travels the 1,800-mile flying distance between Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and Phoenix, Arizona, in 3 hours and 36 minutes. On the return flight, the distance is traveled in 3 hours. Find the airspeed of the plane and the speed of the wind, assuming that both remain constant. So we don't know the speed of the plane, and we don't know the speed of the wind. So we can let X be the speed of the wind or the plane, and then Y be the speed of the wind. Now we have two unknowns, so we need two equations to solve for the unknowns. Okay, it says here an airplane flying into a headwind, so we can write x minus y, the speed of the plane, minus the speed of the wind. This is the net speed into the wind. Okay. And then we have the net speed with the wind. We know that speed is equal to distance over time. So that means distance is just equal to speed times time. So we're given here the number of hours and minutes when the airplane was flying into headwind, and then on return flight, it's in 3 hours. And they both travel. Going there, it travels 1,800 miles, and coming back, a return flight, it should be 1,800 miles also. So we can set up an equation for this. The net speed into the wind times the number of hours, so it would be 3.6 hours equals 1,800. You can convert 36 minutes to hours. We just divide 36 minutes by 60 minutes, so we get 0.6 hour. That's why this is 3.6. And then the other equation is with the wind, x plus y times 3 hours equals 1,800. And now we can do elimination for this to solve for the speed. Alright, so this is 3.6y minus 3.6y equals 1,800. And this is 3x plus 3y equals 1,800. We can eliminate x or y here. Okay, let's eliminate y first. We can multiply the first equation by 3 and the second equation by 3.6. Alright. Then we have 10.8x minus 10.8y equals 5,400, and then 10.8x plus 10.8y equals 6,480. Now, by adding the two equations, we can eliminate y here, and we are left with x. That will be 10.8x plus 10.8x, so that is 21.6x equals 11,880, and then we divide both sides by 21.6. Therefore, x is just equal to 550 miles per hour. So x is the speed of the plane. Now we can solve for the speed of the wind. Now to solve for the speed of the wind, we can choose either of the two equations. We can use this equation. We'll substitute the value of x here, 3 times 550 plus 3y equals 1800. Alright, so we have 1650 here, and we subtract 1650 from both sides. Now we have 3y equals 150 divide 3. Therefore, y is just equal to 50 miles per hour. Therefore, the speed of the plane is 550 miles per hour, while the speed of the wind is 50 miles per hour. Right, let's solve another problem. Right, again, this is a problem on airplane speed. Two planes start from Los Angeles International Airport and fly in opposite directions. The second plane starts half an hour after the first plane, but its speed is 80 kilometers per hour faster. Find the airspeed of each plane if 2 hours after the first plane departs. The planes are 3,200 kilometers apart. We can let x be the speed of the first plane, then it says the second plane is 80 kilometers per hour faster, so that would be x plus 80. This is the speed of the second plane. Alright, and for the travel time, so the travel time of the first plane is 2 hours. Alright, it's 2 hours. While the second plane, the travel time is 1.5 hours, because it says the second plane starts 1/2 hour after the first plane. So travel time of the second plane. And we know that speed is equal to distance over time, therefore distance is just equal to speed times time. And now we can set up our equation. So the distance between the planes is 3,200 kilometers, so we can set up an equation here. The time times the speed, so speed times time, so that is 2x, plus the time of the second travel time of the second plane times its speed, which is x plus 80, equals 3,200. Now we can solve for the value of x. So this is just 2x plus 1.5x plus 120 equals 3,200, and then we group like terms, so this is 3.5x equals 3,200 minus 120. So this is 3.5x equals 3,080, and we divide both sides by 3.5. Therefore, the value of x is, okay, we divide that by 3.5, 880 kilometers per hour. It's kilometers. So this is the speed of the first plane. Now for the speed of the second plane is just x plus 80. So this is just 880 plus 80. This is just equal to 960 kilometers per hour. So this is the speed of the second plane. And that's how to solve this problem.